As first reported to our Boston Wrestling MWF family on Patreon, big things are happening as we wrap up our biggest spring ever and kick off our summer of 7 p.m. beginning Memorial Day night, when brand new Wrestling Insider episodes premiere at 7 p.m., 7 days per week. We also kick off our Make-A-Wish drive in high gear to help grant wishes to awesome kids that have been waiting over a year in many cases. After an Extreme Saturday with New Jack and a Demolition doubleheader with Axe, put the women and children to bed. As fresh from the Shawn Michaels A&E biography, Marty Jannetty returns for a Party with Marty triple header, Friday, June 18th, Saturday, June 19th, and then joining us again for the WWE Hell in a Cell pay-per-view, Sunday, June the 20th, taping episodes of Wrestling Insiders, watch-alongs, and cyber autograph signings. It's going to be a huge weekend that demands fan involvement. Head on over to BostonWrestling.com for complete information and pre-ordering option. Let's help keep wrestling legends working and great wrestling talk show content being produced. We can't do it without you. Help us explode into summer, 7 nights a week at 7 p.m.
What would you say right now to someone that came up to you on the street and say, Kamala, I'm a big wrestling fan. I want to get into the professional wrestling business. What would your advice be to them?
My advice would be to them, and I do have them to come up to me and ask me about training them. I tell them that, I don't do any training, but I can direct you to somebody that'll train you. And if they ask me, you think I could do good in the business? I tell them, you'll have to get into it and see, because I'm over the hill. I'm not into wrestling. I'm not really into wrestling anymore. And I could be telling you that I could be jealous of you getting in the business and tell you, no, I wouldn't get into that. But I want you to go and get into that business and see for yourself. You might make it and you might not. Mm-hmm. And that's what I would tell them. So go and get in it and see for yourself. Because what worked for me, what worked for you might not work for me, or what work, vice versa.
What do you think of the different independents you've been working present day, even including the MWF now, since you've been up a few times for us?
Yeah. I like working the independent circuit. I don't have to travel as much just on weekend, and I'm booked almost every weekend. And I just enjoy them. They're easy to get along with, and all the guys is real kind, real nice. I find that on most of the independent shows. Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Now, we have, about 30 years now as you've been involved in the wrestling business.
Yeah, 26 years.
Kamala's still going strong. What do you think is the reason for that the Kamala name still means so much present day to wrestling fans?
I think it's a good gimmick, and a lot of people just enjoy seeing me, especially kids too. Mm-hmm. They enjoy seeing me, and I think what keep me going pretty well, even though I'm getting older, is I never abused myself as far as drugs and a lot of alcohol over the years. And I think that's what keeps me going, with the help of the good Lord.
What is your favorite memory in all your years of being involved in wrestling?
I have quite a few, but hearing about Madison Square Garden even before I even thought about being a wrestler, and ending up wrestling in Madison Square Garden. Mm-hmm. I often think about that. And during that time I was married when I wrestled in Madison Square Garden, and I had my wife a ringside seat.
Did you?
Yeah. Just to say that she had been to Madison Square Garden. Mm-hmm. Yeah. And I mean, I've been there a few times, but just to have us both there. Mm-hmm. Yeah, and I will always cherish that. And along with the guy that I was wrestling, Hulk Hogan. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Oh, she came to the show where you worked Hogan and the Garden?
Yeah.
Boston Wrestling Sports and the MWF explodes into a new year of unknown with professional wrestling content galore, and we need you to join our family every Tuesday night at 10 p.m. after we review the previous night's Monday Night Raw. It's Wrestling Insiders at your house with the unpredictable WWE Hall of Famer, Mr. USA, Tony Atlas. Wednesday nights after WWE, NXT, and AEW at 10 p.m., you never know who's going to show up on Wrestling Insiders Special Edition. Every Thursday night at 10 p.m. after our NXT and Dynamite review, it's Marty Jannetty's No Holds Barred Sex, Drugs, and Mulligan rock and roll journey through the 80s and 90s on Wrestling Insider's Party with Marty. Friday nights after the lights go down at the Thunderdome on SmackDown, it's John Cena Sr.'s Wrestling Insider's Fabulous Fridays. Plus, look for classic clips, bonus live episodes, pay-per-view watch-alongs, and more. If you want early, ad-free access to all of our Wrestling Insider talk shows, our acclaimed studio shoot interview DVD library, and to help keep wrestling legends working during the worst of times, for less than a cup of coffee at Starbucks, join our growing family at patreon.com/Boston Wrestling. Expect the unexpected in 2021.